Unwritten clause 13.1. Afros are a fashion trend and they need to come to an end. You look like a soul sister. Unwritten clause 13.2. Please relax your hair. It is very untidy. Members of our community have been complaining about it. Unwritten clause 13.3. Don't give me that look. It's not racism. No. It's fundamental school principles that apply to everyone. When the latter assimilates a clanging hashtag All Lives Matter, they forgot to mention that the principles are specifically tailored for those of a not-so-fair complexion. We were not dining at the same table when the fundamentals were originally designed, but with us in mind, we were forcefully fed them. For 50 marks, explain to me the intelligence of a God-given coarse crown being a barometer of mental capability. How white logic says, it's not in your head, it's in your hair. When cornrows are restricted to 6 rows, braids a problem, afro outlandish, confrontational, aggressive, dreadlocks a cult hairstyle, relaxed hair, not so much, as long as it's neatly tied up like the prototype of beauty. Yes, Becky with the straight hair. Kirelituku is symbolism of unprofessionalism. Whilst white-collar crime is waived by a fine, unarmed, I was waived by K9 units to the headmistress's office. My crime, my hair. Too ethnic. The consequence? Shave it off or face expulsion. I've been facing the expulsion of my mother tongue from their curriculum and school grounds. Justified grounds for the distortion of the heaviness of my name to weigh loosely on their tongue. Heck, they've been policing my blackness, expelling the soul out of it. Their institutions are a reminder. Their system our nightmare. Their privilege a birthright we need to scrape for. Their ignorance our scars. I've bridled my tongue to restrain myself from being myself, not seem unruly for venting, bending, uprooting rules. These old worn wounds are virtually erupting now. This bleeding tongue can no longer be plastered. We have been plastering well-crafted crap for over 2 decades now. Even the nation's rainbow is begging us to no longer sweep this bull under it. The stench is clogging it of its true identity and liberation, burning like car tires, like school buildings, like black hair, coiling and curling around our crowns. We have nothing to lose but our chains. How about we write this and that code of conduct? Hello, everybody. As already introduced, my name is Emmah Mabye, Miss Emmah on stage. It is an absolute privilege and an honor to be sharing this experience with you today. I think as you already know who our Miss Universe for 2019 is, Zozibini Tunzi, right? Yes! There was so much hype around her hair. And I hope that with this piece which I've just done, it kind of helps you understand why rightfully there should be that hype about the hair. I wish that 15-year-old me had heard a person like her and seen a person like her so that she doesn't have to write poems like these. And I honestly wish that young African women don't have to write poems like these again to heal. So over time, because there were not a lot of Zozibini Tunzi around, we've had to heal and look at ourselves in the mirror and be able to say, women in the mirror, they will tell you that your history is non-existent, your birth story not recorded. But remind them that it's all contained in our names. Names such as Weenie, a semblance and an addition of kings and queens that reigned and are now easily erased from the land's memory. One cannot subdue that which they do not fear. So they will convince themselves to hold you like eggs, break easily at their whim, forgetting that we nurse empires bear kingdoms on our backs, that floods are the weeping of skies when we break. Remind them of how we receive heaven and birth it, bring beings into existence before they're even named. How our wombs are baptism into unconditional love that began over 9 months and spans for eternity. Remind them of how our smiles dissolve nightmares, how our voices are an orchestra that fills nature's cracks, string melodies in our touch, a composition of songs sung only in the 7th heaven. Honey, you and you and you and you. Beauty is known because you exist. You are likened to the morning star, for you raise sons are the dew of daughters. No amount of darkness can clothe you. To many you are referred to as strong woman exuding black excellence. But tell them, we don't need a prefix or suffix to evidence what we were born into. So amongst, of course, from being a poet who can just stand up front and just recite poems, I had a really great privilege of working for the Fagugesi Festival 2019, where I was given this really awesome image and I was told to write to it. And the theme for the year was Own Your Force. So, of course, being on the theme again of Zozibini, one of the things she said was, we need to teach our young girls how to take up space. Thank you, TEDx, for the space. And for me, when I heard that, I thought further, but for you to take up space, you need to acknowledge your inherent power and also own that force. It's inevitable to be third world when your name has been extracted from your tongue and its gravitas unearthed from your mind. With fragments in our hands, attempted recreating beauties lost to the sleeping moon, Africa. You are the essence of innovation and origin of civilization. How have you forgotten the root of all life? The first human words were spoken by you. You cradled mathematics, rocked navigation, pressed paper from papyrus reed, burped pyramids, were visionaries before we were accredited, so we exhaled the future. Exponential innovation and thinking for you was not a program incubated in a hub. It was your communal daily bread, imagination, the language with which we spoke to each other. Fear irrelevance brewed by old knowledge. Fall in love with the future you have not kissed. Set your own table before the world. Deck it with your own systems, then feast on your force to drape descendants with a power. Not all that is foreign is greater than your own. Hone your force. Own your ish. Yeah.